Attention, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn your radio up.
Major FM radio station is looking for America's next big stars. If you have a song that millions of people would want to hear, then you are what we're looking for. We're looking for these 5 genres: hip-hop, R&B, pop, reggae, and gospel. Your music will be heard amongst the biggest stars in the music industry, like Jay-Z, Chris Brown, Bruno Mars, Mavado, Kirk Franklin, and much more. So hurry, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Visit 1021fm.com or call 347-595-0279. And remember, you can be America's next big star. Streaming live 24/7, playing your favorite unsigned artists.
Hey, this is Beyonce.
Hey, yo, it's Sean Paul.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is R. Kelly. Keep your radio right here.
This is 1021 FM.
5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready to party?
It's Sean G, baby.
It's not a party. It's the Sean G show, and you already know what time it is, man. This is another episode of the Power Review. This week on Power, it's been, I gotta say, the season is back to where it's supposed to be, and I'm excited. So we gotta give the episode and the show another round of applause. Now, as you know, last week I said that the show was pretty much dead. It wasn't as excited as I would have liked the show to be. It didn't have that umph. It didn't have that power type of thing going on with itself. So I thought to myself, I said, man, they're gonna have to redeem themselves this episode. And it came back in a big way. Now, as you know, I like to do my reviews starting from the last thing that happened back to the beginning of the show. I start from the back and move all the way up to the front. And the very last thing that happened, episode, to me, which is very significant in the sense of Tommy, the old man is back into the scene. As you know, last week, none of the players, the old man, none of the Angela, Sandivol, Sax, none of them was a part of the episode last week. Everybody kind of took a break and they kind of got rid of Jukebox, brought Kanan back on the scene and kind of like cleaned up house so that we could kind of have a fresh start. So now the show is originally and officially back to its regular scheduled program, and this is more like it. Now you see the old man is back on deck, and I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I don't know how I feel about the old man saying that he's Tommy's son. Okay, yeah, he is from the old school. All right, he do have some valid information, in the sense of knowing who Tommy's mother is and the fact that she's a redhead and a redhead, and she was real tall, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I really believe the old man or not. All right, if I'm an old timer from back in the day, you know what I mean, and I knew a female, you know what I mean, from back in the day, and we both was in the game. She probably was, she was dancing and shit, and I was a dude on the block doing my thing, and I was real heavy in the game. Of course I'm gonna know who she is. Of course I'm gonna know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, so, cause I was that dude, and everybody pretty much wanted to know me, and I pretty much knew everybody. So I think him having that information is probably the only thing that I can kind of say, like, okay, he has that information. All right, cool. But I think that's the only valid thing that's going here. I don't know so much is if that's Tommy's son. Now, I may be, is that his son? I may be wrong, but I don't believe it. I'm not 100% sold on the idea that's Tommy's father. All right, so I'm really gonna have to you're gonna have to show some more proof for me to really believe that. I don't think that's true. Now we're gonna find out. We're definitely gonna get to the bottom of if this is true or not, but I don't believe it. All right, now it's so much going on. Ghost is back, Stern is back. All right, you know what I mean. Your boy Slick Dick Silver is back. He on the scene. And you gotta really look at some of the stuff that's going on right now. You know what I mean, with Tommy and Dre. Now I'm still shocked that Dre is consistently slithering his way out of harm's way. He's consistently being, he's low on the radar and stuff like that. Now if you've been watching my reviews, I've been talking a lot about this guy. What do you call it? Sandivol. Now you see everything coming back. Now 2 episodes ago I talked about Angela having a big problem, and the problem is she was going to have a major issue with this dude Sandivol, because again, she, as being who she is, being a cop, of course she went at Ghost, she went at him hard, and that was going to be a plan. If she felt like and knew that Ghost was really responsible for the murder of Greg, she was gonna go all the way hard and made sure that he never seen the day of light again. But she found out the opposite, and I said once she do that, and once she really is convinced and really believe that he really didn't have nothing to do to it, it's gonna take the opposite effect, because she being who she is, she's gonna go just as hard against you as she will go hard for you. And she did that and getting them released, and now the energy and the snooping and the investigation is turning, and now they starting to get a little smart. They starting to figure that your boy Mike has something to do with it. Now, of course, you all seen them all. Your boy, the black dude, can't remember his name off the top. Y'all correct me with the name and all that good stuff. But now him and Angela's getting up. He bought her the necessary foul. You know what I mean? Now they know that he was the one who actually went upstairs. So they getting close to your boy Mike. Alright? They tying it up. Now as you see, Sandivol went creeping in the heat of the night, like he does, because he's the real murderer. He's the one creeping around. He went to homeboy's house to go and check him. He wasn't there. Silencer in hand. Real grimy like. Doing what he do. Alright, and thank God homeboy wasn't there, because if he was there, it was gonna go down the same way it went with Greg. And I know that's kind of obvious for most people who really tune into Power, who really watch Power. You guys know that's probably pretty much obvious. It's not something, or maybe a lot of you haven't really paid no attention to that, but I know I've been probing and talking about that for the last 2 episodes. This being the reality of this whole overall situation is going to turn up and come out that this is going to be Angela's biggest enemy. And now, as you can see, your boy Sax comes to Angela's house out of nowhere. Listen, I think the black dude is responsible. So, they all, they trying to put it on homeboy now, because, they getting close. And he's sitting in the living room like, nah, sucker, I beat you to the punch, man. Me and Angela already tying this, tracking everything down and tightening up these loose ends. And, so now all 3 of them is there. So now the only person out there hanging is your boy Mike, which Mike really deserves to be dealt with, because we need to put this all the way to bed with him. Now, is he gonna go easily? No. You all know, like I know, he's not gonna go easy. Alright, he's gonna definitely put up a fight, and somebody gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? Somebody definitely gonna get hurt. Now, the fact that they all know it's gonna kind of it's really no way for him to get out of it, because now you got Sax up in there. Now you got the black dude, you got Angela, they all up in there, and they all looking at the same footage. And now it's gonna be very interesting to see how Sax deal with the information, because the black guy and Angela, they both down. They both got a clear understanding of what's going on. Angela, no, she already knew that somebody tampered with the gun and placed it there because it wasn't there ahead of time. You know, homeboy was still a little on the fences, and she kind of like, nah, there's no real way that they could mess with the camera and stuff because they didn't have enough time. There ain't no real way they can do nothing like that. That's not even realistic. So Angela not stupid. She not second guess what she thinking. But the fact that now her and him are able to get together, she already put it to him straight, and he like, you know what, he understand now too. Now I don't know too much about your boy Sax. You know what I mean? Because Sax kind of, you know, he's kind of out there hanging a little bit. He hanging on a string a little. He a little loose, and he may even find out the truth and get the truth and still be willing to help Mike out. So we're gonna have to watch how that right there unfolds right there. You know what I mean? Because even though he's up in there, they did invite him into the house. That don't necessarily mean that he's gonna, you know what I mean, he's gonna buy it, or he's gonna be smart enough to be like, yo, I see this for what it is. You guys are correct. We need to go at Mike. Let's go talk to the Oriental guy and let him know that, you know what I mean, we seen what we seen, and we need to get Sandivol, because Sandivol is the real killer, the real Greg's killer, or the mole, or whatever the case may be. So that's gonna be very interesting to see how he plays it moving forward. Now your boy Silver is back, you know, Stern is back, all right, and Ghost is, you know, sitting down and he's having an interview, and they asking him a bunch of questions and stuff like that, and you know, he has to show face, and you know what I mean, he got to put the game on, put the show on. Your boy Silver's on the scene. They doing real estate. They in New York City. It's a big thing, you know, and Ghost trying to get his life back together. You know what I mean? He's sitting on the desk. He got the family. You know, everybody playing a part. And homegirl asked the question, yeah, so where's your wedding ring, Tasha? And your man Silver, Silver in the background, you know, she pretty much was caught. She really, you know, she didn't really have no answer to this question, and she was stuck right there. And so your man Silver in the background, like, you know, blame it on me or whatever. And she came up with a good explanation on why this, that, and the third. And you know, and they fell for it, and you can see Stern and the young lady in the background, and even the reporter was like, you know, oh shit, I didn't know, you know, I'm coming at you straightforward. I wanted to see you fold. Matter of fact, I ain't want to see you fold. I just want to have a great interview. And if I get you if you fold, it's a good interview. If you don't, it's still a great interview. But you can see Stern and the young lady concerned in the background when she stumped her with that question. But she was able to answer the question correctly by saying, you know, I had to sell it. You know what I mean? I had to sell a ring, and, you know, living the way we were living, and, you know, the fact that he was going down, and, you know, he was facing these false charges. It costs a lot to obtain and hold these lawyers and retain these lawyers to actually get him off. So that was, you know, she was thinking on her toes, of course, with the help of your man Silver. Now, your man Silver in the background, I don't really know, and I said this last week, and shout out to Rainy J, shout out to the homegirl Don't Trip, who came, you know, who asked the question. I called Tasha thought, man. I called her thought, straight up, straight down, and you know, because I'm like, yo, come on, man. All right, you know, you putting up the front or whatever, okay? All right, we gotta show face. We gotta act like this is what it is, because we need to, you know, create this image for the public. I'm here only to help you. But I mean, okay, all right. Ghost is coming out of a long relationship with Tasha. I mean, with Angela. You know, he did Tasha a lot of crazy ways. But I don't know how I feel about, you know, this Tasha situation with the Silver guys kind of happening real fast. You know what I mean? She now she at the point where she kissing them. She taking orders. You know, he basically now he's in a position where he's determining what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And she's really down with it. So I don't know how realistic that is in real life. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's pretty much time and instances where stuff like that really go on. But I can see where a lot of people are kind of disgusted with this right here. And I called her a thought. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. I called her a thought. I said, I ain't forget about Tasha and her shenanigans and the way she can just, flip the script and get down, and she just looked kind of simple in the face. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about that right there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just leave it at that. I got so many. We're gonna see how this play out, because I think she's gonna really play her cards, and there's a possibility that, of course, Ghost gave her a ring and stuff like that and asked her for marriage, and you could tell she's shocked at the things he's saying and how he's approaching her, so she kind of caught in between. But let's be real, you know what I mean? She don't really have to be caught in between. This is definitely an easy answer and an easy way for her to deal with this. She don't know this damn dude Silver just came out of nowhere, and just out of nowhere she's kissing, she's in the bed and doing all kind of crazy shit. So I don't know, man, but I do know one thing. Your man, that relationship may not work out, but you got the reporter shorty pushing up on Ghost now, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna front, man, she ain't no walk in the park, man. So it might be a good look right there. So let Tasha fuck with this clown dude named Silver, and let Ghost mess with the little reporter shorty. Because I know, listen, she look way better than Tasha. You know what I mean? She way smoother than Tasha, a lot more intelligent and articulate and sophisticated and all that good stuff. So, if Tasha want to play that game, Ghost could play that game. So the writers ain't forgetting about your boy. Because I was saying last week, who he gonna get with? And I hope he don't get back with no Angela. You know what I mean? I hope they don't do that to the boy. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, it might be a good look. You know what I mean? Shorty's looking nice. It fits the life. She's sophisticated. He's right now he's changing his life and he wants to be a sophisticated dude. They look kind of good together, man. That might be a good little situation right there, bringing Shorty back up in there. And then now automatically out of nowhere, I don't feel so bad. All right. So moving forward, there's so much more things going on. You got your boy, what's his name? And Dre, man. Dre, like I said earlier, I don't know how Dre is still able to sliver out of this situation. I want the boy to get dealt with, man. All right, he slipped. He's still being smart and staying ahead of the game. And the thing is with Dre, aka Twerk Nose, the boy he's been pretty much in both arenas. Like he's up under Ghost and them. He's around Kanan. I mean, he's in everybody's ear and everybody's in his ear. So he pretty much know everything. Alright, he's neutral. He ain't really on nobody's side. He's snaking everybody. So nobody really don't know what his real intentions are. So he's able to stay a foot ahead of everybody with all the lies and telling and acting innocent like he don't know nothing and acting weak like he don't know nothing. And all along, this dude is behind stabbing people, getting people hurt. You know what I mean? Setting up all kind of crazy deals and stuff like that. But the shit gonna catch up to him. It's definitely gonna catch up to him, and he gonna get dealt with. It's just maybe it haven't happened yet. I know we all sitting back. It's way past bedtime. You know what I mean? Jukebox got dealt with. I mean, shit. Look, the distributor, even Julio got dealt with. It's about that time for your man Dre to get caught up and be stuck in the sitting there looking real funny in the face, laid up somewhere in the building somewhere. It's about that time. I think the writers need to make that happen. Alright, and I know everybody out there listening, you guys feel the same way. Now, what's up with the Spanish lady and the Spanish dude coming back from Lobos? Now, I'm not too sure. I don't really remember these two characters. You know what I mean? I don't remember them in the last two seasons, you know what I mean, dealing with Lobos, but they carrying around the card and shit, the Lobos cards that they used to lay on the bodies when they dealt with people after the fact. But I really don't remember those two. I'm gonna have to look into it a little bit more and kind of get into it. They was in the scene and they back, and I guess they playing some significant role with the 718 dudes or whatever the case may be, and I guess they some big bosses of that game who handles a lot of business. And Tommy went to go see him like, yo man, y'all owe me a favor, man. I took care of your man Lobos, y'all ain't do nothing. Alright, and also I need to know who's behind this killing with my boy, because we promised that Ghost promised that he was gonna protect them, and now he turned up dead. So I mean, I don't remember those two. I gotta say that I really don't remember those two characters. But the fact that they back on the scene, and the fact that Tommy had pushed up on them and put a lot of pressure on them, hopefully they'll be able to put some pressure and find out what's going on, to kind of let them know, like, yo, this is what happened with Julio. And never know, they may be the ones to put so much pressure on old boy, and he may just give up Julio. I mean, give up your boy Twerk Nose Dre, and just tell her, like, yo, it was Dre. It was him who told me some bullshit. He may just throw it back on him to save his ass, and that's how Tommy will find out about Dre, and that will possibly be the demise of Dre. All right, so he now that I'm talking and as I'm going through that little circle right there, I think that's probably the way that we're gonna figure out and kind of get to the bottom of Dre bullshit and send him on his merry way. Because Tommy won him. Tommy want your boy bad, and every time Tommy get up on him and he got him, he find a way to verbally and wittily I don't even know if that's a word, but he found a way to say, or come up and be perfectly on time with his words, and Tommy don't do him dirty. Even though Tommy know he bullshitting, Tommy just haven't been able to prove it yet. And the fact that he still got, homeboy is down, Ghost put him on, Tommy can't really cross the line and take him out unless he know for sure that he did some bullshit. And if he apply enough pressure to these Lobos people, your boy Mr. 718, him and the two that that got with Dre and kind of did this move on Julio. Oh, I don't see him being loyal. He's gonna rat out Dre ass real fast, and that's gonna be the way Tommy gonna definitely get at your boy. And I already said that, but I think that's the little role right there. You gotta touch on that a little bit. You know what I mean? And so that's really, to me, throughout this show is the real meat and potatoes, man. And it's kind of crazy. You see Tariq now, after last week of Kanan talking to him and him finding out the truth, and you know what I mean, Jukebox making Kanan tell him the story about all of the shit that they did and the things they didn't do and all that. Ghost being him and Kanan being best friends, and I'm doing a lot of dirt in the streets, and how Kanan is a big bad guy, and and all this stuff. Now you see Tariq is basically, he's shell shocked now. All right, he's shell shocked. He's stuck in the face. He just came back from Vietnam and shit. You know what I mean? He's shell shocked. Everything is a blur to him right now. And okay, all right, it is what it is. He asking Tommy, man, what's up, man? You knew about all this stuff with my dad, and Tommy got to play it off like he don't really know, and this is not for me to answer. You talk to me when you become a grown man, or you should be talking to your dad about all this stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then now you got the daughter hearing the fights and all that in the background. She listening to them talk about Kanan, and they arguing about Kanan, and she even stepping up. Now you kind of look at them two, and they both really coming around, because even with the young girl in this episode, she looked, the way she was talking, like, I don't know nothing. We look at her as like a young girl, but she kind of opened up a little bit, and she started to look like, oh shit, this young girl is a little mature. She ain't as stupid as she be looking. She know what's going on. You know what I mean? So you start to see the kids really get involved in the shit that, the sloppiness and the BS that the parents got going on. And it's affecting the kids now. You can see homegirl busting Tariq room and, almost catch him drinking lean. And he's tripping. This dude Tariq is a straight up junkie, man. He a straight up junkie. He going off the deep end. He making the drinks his damn self. They was making the drinks from before. Now he making the drinks his damn self. You know what I mean? And they're laughing to himself and shit, looking real stupid in the face. She busts in the room and catch him. Oh, what you hiding? He like, get out of my room. And she telling him, look, man, we could go to this prep school out here in the suburbs and shit like that and get away from all this madness. You know what I mean? And and he like, man, girl, get out of here. You stupid. I ain't going to live in no suburbs with no white boys and stuff like that. And she like, well, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? If we gotta. He like, man, dad and mom is liars. Don't listen to nothing they say. Tariq is pretty much against them, and the girl is kind of smart, like in the sense of saying, shit, nigga. Well, if it's really that deep, you better be quiet and you better shut up and at least. At best, we can go to a better school, so we don't have to deal with all the scrutiny and all these people, knowing what we just went through. Because if not, you keep playing that role, shit, and all this get taken away from us. We gonna be living in the projects, which I thought was, shit. She keeping it real, even though she a young girl and. She was acting like she was naive and didn't know what was going on. Shit, she said some real shit right there. And Tariq, Tariq still kind of immature and lost in the sauce and just looking all kind of weird and uncomfortable and crazy and stuff like that. So, I don't really know what's, enough is enough. The jig is up. All right, he know or whatever. Now, what it's gonna play out with Tariq is gonna start playing a significant role where, he's going at his dad now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, enough is enough with that right there. Give him a straight up ass whooping, a good old fashioned ass whooping, pull his pants down and spank him real good and get him back into young boy mode because, I don't know. I guess at this point, Tariq is gone. There's no return for your boy Tariq. He can't come back. The shit done went from bad to worse for him. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about Tariq, but I feel Tariq still, he needs a good old ass whooping. He haven't got an ass whooping yet. You know what I mean? He been lying. He been lying to everybody. And everybody's giving him a walk or giving him the we call it giving him a bly, a chance. As a young man. And nobody ain't really beat his ass yet. Ghost ain't whoop his ass, for lying, and so I don't know. All right, so we got to see what's gonna go on with that, man. But great episode. We're back to the original Power feeling. Last week was just kind of like a throw off. I said it was the changing of the guard. And I would have liked for the show to be a lot better in the sense of the writing, but it was kind of weird. So I wasn't really crazy about the episode. You know what I mean? And another thing, with this whole star situation, with on a realer note, we looking at your boy 50 in the news talking about how the network Stars is not showing the show that much respect, and he feel like he want to be on South Beach and all that kind of stuff, and he might want to take his show to another network and all that, and so much rumors and stuff going around, things that we're not just hearing. These are things that 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson is saying. And now we're not talking about Kanan, we talking about the owner and the executive producer of the show. Now let's be very clear, all right? We all love Power, we like Power, we watch Power. We wait a whole year for Power to come on, and I mean, we really wait. I mean, I think this is probably like one of the shows that first of all, we don't get a lot of episodes. Like most great TV shows, series. You get a whole bunch of episodes. You get those double episodes. You get 12 to maybe 13 or 14 or even 15 episodes in most cases. And also, you don't wait as long as you wait for the seasons. Now, I know, you wait around the same amount of time, but it don't feel like you wait as long. And 10 episodes, to be quite honest, to wait a whole year for a good show like this and only to get 10 episodes. I mean, we already at episode 7, which leaves us with three episodes in season 4, and it's just not enough. You know what I mean? It's just not enough versus the amount of time that we gotta wait. Now, one may argue, yeah, well, the fact that it's only 10 episodes and then you gotta wait a whole year, it kind of, you don't get everything, so you really fiend for it to come. But I don't know if that's gonna be a great strategy moving along. I think us as viewers and listeners and people who watch the show and love the show, I think, and once again, let me just say this, you know what I mean? I think we deserve a lot more as viewers, and I think also, if they're going to treat power like this and shit on the show and not give, the executive producers or give them what they need as far as budget is concerned, because again, you're starting to hear stories about the Game of Thrones and Fifth talking about the budget that they got versus the budget that Power's getting, and not saying that they the top show, but they the second top show, and it's a very big show. You know what I mean? And once again, here you go with a brother who's really doing this thing, who I guess came to the network with the script, and the viewership is crazy. The viewership is crazy. I mean, they up there in numbers, man, and the numbers are high enough to be getting a lot more respect that they are getting on the Starz network. Now, the question is, if they leave Starz, what would be a better home? You know what I mean? I started to toy around in my mind with different things. I said BET, and I was talking in a conversation, and I just threw that out there. I didn't really give it no thought, and it was like, nah, that won't be a good fit because BET, won't be no cursing, and, I guess the timing would be off and all that kind of stuff. So, and I'm like, well, you know what? That's true. You know what I mean? But there is it seems like there's some tension, and come on, man. Come on, Starz. Y'all can't diss the show. But once again, they when you got something good going on and the shit is just too good, maybe they felt like, oh, okay, this is going to be a show. We're going to make some money and then they're going to go away. But now the show just keep on growing worldwide and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, at a speed and alert in a speeding way, in a heavy way. I think the episode is kind of getting fugazi. I mean, not the episode, but the actual network is getting fake. They starting to fake the funk and starting to get on their bullshit and start acting like they don't respect the fact that the numbers are high and that the show deserves a lot more respect that it's getting. You know what I mean? Now, I can see HBO being a great place for this show. Y'all let me know what would be a great place for this show and what it's going to take. Because you already see the shit happening. They fronting on Starz, and we not going. I mean, ain't a damn thing we can really do. We doing what we need to do as far as watch the show. Everybody's covering the show. You know what I mean? We doing our reviews on the show, so we are constantly being responsible for blowing the show up more and more by talking about it. All right, so we doing what we need to do. All right, now if the network is not going to show the actual show, the actual, the writer 50 Cent and the people that's behind him any respect, I mean, there's not much more you can do. You know what I mean? The viewership is up there. They actually the best show since The Wire. Goddamn, that was a long time ago since The Wire was popping. This is a great show, man. And Starz, you guys need to do a little bit better, man. Come on. All right, y'all got to do a lot better than that, man. Show these people some respect, man. They bringing a lot of attention to your channel, man. Look, you got 2 different times, when the show come out. You got these, people talking about they watching the show midnight, so Saturday. And once Saturday turns into Sunday morning midnight, these little dudes got apps where they able to see the show damn near 12 hours ahead of time, or 10 hours ahead of time, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So, you're getting all this money, all this back end money, or not front end money. I wouldn't even call it back end money. Y'all getting front end money on $8.99 a subscription from all these apps that millions and millions of subscribers y'all getting. Fucking up everybody else's time. Excuse my language, but I just gotta say, the way it is, messing up the whole viewer arrangement, where you got all these clowns talking about the show at 12, 10 hours, 9 hours ahead of time, and all the other people who ain't gonna stay up that late on a Saturday night, might be out partying, might be out doing their thing, or just maybe most grown folks who watch the show, because that's mainly who watch the show. They sleep, and And now they gotta come on the internet and see all these spoilers and shit like that, and everybody talking about all the scenes, and got their camera on they video and shit, showing the shit all over the internet, and most people ain't even see and they paying for their cable provider, and they ain't gonna see the show till 9:00 that night, Sunday night. So they have effectively, because this show is so big, they able to make all this money up front from all these subscribers and show the damn show way ahead of time, way ahead of the scheduled time that it show, and then give everybody else, they ask the kids at 9:00 to watch the show later, not thinking, it's just crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So, they're benefiting off the show in a big way. They're benefiting off the viewers, off of the fact that the show is so popular, that the show is so good, all right, that the actors are so great. They're not getting the budget that they deserve to hire some of these people, to keep some of these people around, You know what I mean? So you can see the concern. You can see where Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent is waking up in the morning stressed out, looking at the facts behind the scenes, seeing the numbers, seeing how great the show is, knowing that in most cases when you're producing like this and when you got something this powerful and this good, that you pretty much write your own ticket. You get what you asked for. You get the big budget. You earned the big budget. You earned the asking of the extra, the extension of the season, where you can get 12 episodes, 13 episodes, so people can maybe 15 episodes, so we can feel like we watching a full season. I understand. I get it. I see where it's necessary, in the beginning as a test run. Who the hell want to put all this energy and all this budget and all this effort into a show that ain't going to even last the two seasons, that ain't nobody going to watch? So I get the test run. All right, we passed the test run. It ain't no longer a test. This shit is tried. It's proven. Is way beyond expectations right now. And this show was amazing. This is the best goddamn show we've seen in a long time. Don't even what Empire, man? Don't even talk to me about no damn Empire. All right, this is power. The name, just the name alone explains what it is. And that was just naming the show alone, man. They said there's power in the name. The power in the name. God damn, it don't get no more powerful than power. Okay? So the show has proven itself over and over and over again. What is it? What else can they do? I mean, it went from 1 million viewers, 2 million viewers, 3 million viewers, 4, 5, 6 million viewers. It probably at 8 million viewers in the 4th season. By the next season, probably at 10 million viewers. All right, that's crazy, man. That's come on, man. That's beyond an army right there. People, dedicated people every week coming on to watch the show. Dedicated people, and not only that, they getting millions and millions of people to subscribe to the show ahead of time, to be able to watch the damn show at Saturday midnight, Sunday morning midnight. So all that money they making up front.